Mental health matters for June is all about memories. And if I could carry a tune, I'd break out singing memories from Cats, but I can't, so we'll forgo that part. How we set ourselves up to remember this time will shape how the story gets told years from now. What we remember, or what we forget, will shape our own personal impressions of this time looking back, as well as what others that did not experience it in person will know and think about this time in history. I said it last week, but it's just such a good line, I want to share it again. The memories that we curate will be the stress that we hold on to or release, as well as the joy that we maintain or leave in the past. This means that where we put our focus shapes our memories and will impact our perspective and thus our mental health now and in the future. This may sound like, you better focus on the positive because otherwise you'll only remember the negative. But really, I mean that we need to record the whole lot of it somewhere, somehow. Otherwise, it won't be the whole story. And anything less than the whole story has the potential of unneeded stress because we don't know the true facts. So, how do we help ourselves remember? One way is through the power of stories. Think about it. One of the ways that we have to know more about and experience God is the result of storytelling. I'm not sure how it actually happened, but I picture people sitting around a campfire with the starlit sky behind them. And after recounting their days to one another, sharing stories like finding that missing sheep, someone again asks Grandma what it was like when they were wandering in the desert. And Grandma could have said, "Oh, hush, I've told you that story 1,000,000 times." But she didn't. She shares the good times and the hard times, the times she felt God's presence, and the times where it felt like God had abandoned them. And thus, we have the story of the Exodus. Likewise, it's important that we tell our stories. The Bible is an important way that we know God, and another important way is each other. Imagine your grandkids or your grandkids' kids reading what you remember from this time. Imagine them seeing God at work in the world because of your memories. Will Women Elders Speak as an example of just what I mean. It was published about 6 months ago now, and it's a collection of 40 women's voices from all over Montana. It's generously shared experiences from the beginning of the pandemic and their reflections on this extraordinary moment in time. There are a few of the women elders' names that you might even recognize. But even if you aren't planning on having your story being published in a book anytime soon, I invite you to write down your stories so that you will remember and so that others will know. The form or formatting isn't really important, but one fun, easy way would be to write yourself a letter. Maybe like the one that 7-year-old Dominic wrote last fall. Dear future me, right now there's COVID in the whole world. Life has changed. I don't see my friends every day like I used to. I don't know when I'll go back to school. Life is hard. I wish I could go on play dates, but since COVID came, I have to be careful. I wonder how old I'll be when COVID ends. Or maybe it would be more like this one from The Guardian that was published just last month. Dear future me, I'm aware that my expectations of you are too high, and I know that your opinion of me is that you were naive. You weren't. You were just scared. One of the things that got us through were these dreams that something good may come. We thought that society required a reset, and boy did it get one. But please, whatever you do, don't ever dare say something like, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice to have one of those days again when the world was on pause?" If there's anything that you miss, peace, privacy, being okay to leave your phone upstairs all day, then find a way to replicate them There were some incredible accidental qualities, yes, but they weren't remotely worth the cost. So don't miss them, remember them, and then make them happen again. P.S. Don't forget, your mental health matters. Okay, I added the P.S.